everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel once again. So today what I want to share with you all is why I became a vegetarian. Now it goes back to year 2009, how it all started out. So I'll share my experiences with you and perhaps tell you how it impacted my day-to-day life and the transformation that happened just by changing my diet into a vegetarian diet. So in year 2009, I remember that I was undergoing a lot of pain in my body. A lot of unknown pain, actually. So casually, I would just be sitting in front of a TV, or right after I eat food, I would start feeling chest pains, or I would start feeling pain on my sides. And I didn't know exactly what was going on, you know. So when it came down to it, many times I would just take pain medication or something like that. Now, there was several times also when I ended up going to a doctor because it was a continuous thing that was going on. And then, of course, naturally going to a doctor and being diagnosed just basically means getting, prescribed to a medication. So it was just one of those things where I had no idea what's going on. All I know is I'm having some pains and then being put on medications, which in turn was giving me side effects. So it wasn't making me feel any better at all. Apart from the physical pain that I was going through, what I also noticed is that lack of energy. So I was so quickly getting fatigued. Like I remember many times I would just sit in front of a couch for a long time, or in front of a TV and on a couch, and many times I'd want to get up and do things. I've always been very active, or since a young age I've been very active, and I like to do things. I like to play around. I like to get energetic. I like to have fun. And I realized many times in that particular year that I was losing so much of interest. I didn't know exactly what was going on, why I was losing so much, why I was feeling so tired all of a sudden, why I was feeling so fatigued. And many times what would happen is that I would fall into a repeat pattern. So I would tell myself, okay, today in the morning I will wake up, oh yes, today I'm going to exercise. Today I'm going to do Tai Chi, or today I'm going to go and do a hike outside. And the moment I would eat meat, or the moment I would have my lunch, which has meat in it, immediately I would just fall into kind of like a denial mode, like it's like I know I said I'm going to do something, but then at the same time it's like I no longer want to do it. It was just like a sense of something taking over my being. So it was just becoming a pattern inside me, and I completely wasn't okay with it, because at one point it started to bother me. So I understood that there's something going on and I need to change it, but I wasn't having enough energy, or I didn't know how to. What can I do to change it? Okay, so what happened was one day, I just decided I need to look into see what's going on. So I remember this very moment, the moment I ate some meat. I put it in my mouth. Basically, I consumed that food. Shortly, within few minutes, I started to get pains again. So immediately, I had this click that certainly there's something going on with my food, which is not right. So I started to do research. I started researching what's happening when I'm eating meat. What's other people around the world going through. I started looking into medical research and so forth. So now I understood that meat wasn't only impacted me physically, so where I was undergoing different pains in the body, including aches, and even internally in my, related to my glands and my organs, but also it was impacting my energy centers. So then I come to understand that we have different energy centers inside the body, which is also known as chakras. Now these chakras are very well connected to different thought trends in our life. So immediately coming to a clear understanding about why it is that I'm thinking the way I'm thinking, why it is that I'm feeling the way I'm feeling emotionally, why is it that I'm cognizing the things I'm cognizing, for example, doubt, and many times wanting to do something but I'm not able to do. So that lack of confidence, why is it I'm cognizing life in a particular way, and why am I having physical pain? Everything went together with the food that I was eating. So I decided, I made a conscious will, and I said, this is enough. I mean, it got to a point for me that it was too much for me to even put up with myself, just sitting there for hours on end and telling myself, okay, 10 minutes later, I'm going to get up and do something active. It just got to a point where I was even fed up with it. So consciously, I decided, oh gosh, after finding out everything per my research, I just decided this is exactly what's going on. When I'm eating this food, there's something happening inside my body which is impacting my thoughts, my emotions, and even my physical experience and sensations. So I made a conscious decision to change my diet. And I tell you, when I changed my diet in year 2009, the first thing that happened to me was a boost of energy. It was the best feeling ever because I felt like a kid all over again. And not even just that, I was able to do so many activities because of that. One of my favorite activities to do is play with my daughter. And I remember when I would go at the park, I would just look at her after an hour. Can we go home now? Can we do something else? And I'd always try to engage into doing something that we could do sitting down. So there was a lot of incompletions because I didn't want to be active for a long period of time. It was bringing me down. So one of the best things that happened to me was the boost of energy, which allowed me to be engaged with life, which gave me my life back. Literally, I started feeling that energy was allowing me to engage with the things I like to do. It was making me so much more confident in myself. And I can tell you absolutely and immediately those pains and aches that I was going through was just shifting. It was just shifting. So it saved me from the pharmaceutical medicines, which I had to rely upon when I was going through those pains and aches. Furthermore, as I started doing a research and started understanding exactly how are the organs and how are our glands, so the major organ and glands, how are they related to the chakra system, which is also responsible for our thought trends in day-to-day life. And it all went together. So the moment I changed my diet, I can clearly see that everything as a totality of who I am has been transformed till this day. And it continues to help me in many different ways. So being the time period which I was experiencing when I was eating meat to when I stopped eating meat has just been so beneficial in my life. And I can never imagine going back to it. One more thing that happened that was really, really nice and beautiful in my life when I stopped eating meat was it allowed me to become very sensitive towards life. So because I stopped eating meat, I realized that even the violence that I was carrying towards myself, and the violence, meaning the anger, my reaction which I would have with life. So the moment that something was not okay, immediately there would be a reaction to it. And the reaction was fueled by anger or some sort of a violence. And many times I didn't even know why I was saying and bursting out with things that I was reacting to. So immediately I realized my life after becoming a vegetarian, simply I can see that there is so much of a conscious behavior inside me as well. Meaning the conscious thinking has evolved. So clearly I can see that moving from a space where I was continuously having a reaction to a space where I'm having more action. So it's more of a being able to respond consciously to situations in life compared to having a violence reaction. So clearly, you know, I could understand and I was able to see that the meat that we are eating, the animals that we are consuming, every tendency of an animal, it becomes a part of us also. And that was the biggest clarity and the best decision I made, one of the best decisions I made in my life. And you know, quite honestly, the medical field should be telling us that many of our heart-related problems also come from eating meat. So, I mean, there's just numerous amount of research that's done. Be sure to check it out yourself and see how it's impacting you in your day-to-day life. And take it up, you know, try it out. Maybe start out small period of time. Maybe let's say, you know, just for this weekend, I'm not going to eat meat. And see what kind of difference it makes in your body-mind system. Surely you will appreciate it very much, and you will grow sensitive towards not only just yourself, your own body, but life outside of you, including the animals. It is like saying that I'm hungry, I'm going to eat my mom, or I'm hungry, I'm going to eat my dad. We have no rights to eat animals. So the moment we start becoming sensitive towards that, life is enriching. It is forever enriching us, and we will realize that animals are also an extension of us. And they enrich us in so many ways which we will not understand until we stop the violence within. So I invite you all to test it out. If you're not already a vegetarian, try a vegetarian diet. Look up the simple recipes on YouTube and see what you can do and how it will help you in life. And be sure to share it with me. I would love to hear back from you and see how it's working out. Thank you so much for watching my video, and please subscribe, share, and like. May you all be blissful.